Hola, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están, chicos? Espero muy bien. Yo estoy muy bien. We're starting chapter 3 now. The topic that I'm going to be covering today is descriptive adjectives. This is on page 88 in your book. So if you need to refer to that, please do so. In this video, I will be explaining how we use descriptive adjectives in Spanish with some examples. So, let me share the presentation with you first. Okay, so descriptive adjectives, what are they and when do we use them? Before we start looking at when we use them, we actually need to talk a little bit about nouns because descriptive adjectives are used with nouns. Nouns are places, persons, or things. So it could be a friend, a boyfriend, a family member, boy, girl, student, etc. A place, beach, house, park, and then a thing, like could be an animal or an object. All of these things, when we are talking about them, we usually will want to describe them. So that means we're going to need descriptive adjectives. So these are the words that we use when we need to describe maybe the physical appearance of something, if it's big, small, or the physical appearance of a person, if they have dark hair or light hair or skin, if they're tall, short, etc. Or a thing, like if the thing is good or bad, or if you want to describe the personality also of someone, you can also use adjectives like patient, impatient, funny, intelligent, interesting. All of those words are what we would call descriptive adjectives. These are words that describe nouns. And what are nouns? Persons, places, and things. So let's look at some examples in Spanish. Examples of adjetivos. That's how you say adjectives in Spanish. Adjetivos descriptivos. So I have some pictures here because we're going to be talking about describing a personal appearance first, like if somebody's good looking, not good looking, if somebody's tall, short, etc. So let's look at that. So some adjectives that you may already know, maybe. Oh, let me change the color here. Could be alto, if somebody's tall. Now, if it is a male, like for example, let's say my brother is tall, mi hermano es alto. But if I'm talking about a female, then this alto will become alta. So let's say my sister is tall, mi hermana is alta. Okay, now the opposite of tall will be short. The word for short is bajo. Again, if it's about a male, bajo. If it's about a female, baja. Okay, we also will use adjectives to talk about if somebody is their weight, like if they have a few extra pounds or if they're really skinny. We actually use the word gordo. This translates to fat. It could be a little offensive depending on the situation. In the Spanish-speaking world, it is very accepted socially, so people are not really offended that much. Here in the US, it's a little bit more or I should say less acceptable to call somebody fat. But in Spanish, in the Spanish-speaking world, it's almost sometimes used as a term of endearment, like a wife will use it with her husband and a husband will use it with his wife, gordo, gorda, and it's not so bad, but I think here, if you're going to use it, you have to be careful, okay? So gordo o gorda. We also use it with if somebody's good looking or not so good looking. So for a man would be handsome, that'd be guapo. For a female, pretty would be bonita. We also say guapa for a female. but it's usually more common to hear that one in Spain versus other Spanish-speaking countries. In the other Spanish-speaking countries, we have a tendency to use bonita more than guapa. I noticed that when I was in Spain, living in Spain, I heard guapa more often than bonita. Okay, if we're talking about personality, if somebody's intelligent or, you know, a trait, intelligent or interesting or funny, we have, let's see, the word for intelligent is inteligente. And this one doesn't have to change. You don't have to do anything to the ending because usually when the endings are e, that's like a neutral ending. So you don't have, it applies for both male and female. So it's not inteligento or inteligenta, it just stays inteligente for a male or a female, okay? Now, if it's somebody interesting, it's also an e ending, so interesante. Okay, so my brother is interesting, mi hermano es interesante, my sister is interesting, mi hermana es interesante, same ending. As the word for funny is cómico or cómica, depending if it's a male or female. And all of these words, if we're using them to describe more than one person, all of these adjectives, we're gonna have to add an S at the end because we pluralize the adjective. We make it plural. In English, we don't do that. Like if somebody's tall, you say he is tall. And if you're talking about more than one person, you say they are tall. You don't say they are talls, like adding an S. But in Spanish, we do that. So if I'm talking about, let's say, my brothers, mis hermanos son altos, with an S. Or mis hermanas son altas, if it's females, my sisters. Okay, so with all these adjectives, we're going to need to add an S if we're talking about more than one person. Okay, so let's say this is a female for this picture. If I want to say she is fat, it's not very nice to say, but you know, you're learning how to describe people. So ella, well, let me switch this color and make it more visible. Okay, ella es gorda. If it's a male, él es gordo. Or if we want to say they're not fat, he is not fat, she is not fat, the no goes here. So ella no es gorda o él no es gordo. If somebody is muscular or athletic, we have the word musculoso. So él es musculoso for male, or ella es musculosa if it's a female. For thin, we say ella es delgada, or if it's a male, él es delgado. Okay, ella es musculosa. And if we're talking about a male and a female, ellos son musculosos. So ellos son musculosos. Here we use the masculine ending because it's a mixed group. Usually when it's a male and a female, we'll go with the masculine. So ellos son musculosos. I'm using ellos because I'm talking about they, ellos, he and she, ellos. And then son is the verb to be in the form of ellos, right? I could not say ellos es because I'm not saying they is, I'm saying they are. So ellos son musculosos. Okay, bien. So if somebody is intelligent or interesting, we said inteligente, right? So él es inteligente. Somebody is interesting. Él es interesante. Okay, so that has to do with the personality or a trait, personal traits. Also, if we need to talk about their appearance, if somebody has darker hair or skin, the word for that is moreno. So this guy here, él es moreno. If somebody has blonde hair, like this girl here, we would say ella es rubia. She's blonde. Or if it's a male, we would say él es rubio. If it was a female here, for darker skin, darker hair, we would say ella es morena. This word can be also used for brunettes. So it could be for brunette or for just darker skin and hair. Okay. If somebody has red hair, we would say pelirrojo. So él es pelirrojo. Or if it's a female, ella es pelirroja. If somebody is hardworking, that's another word to describe someone. Él es trabajador. If we're talking about a female, we cannot replace an O here. We're gonna have to just add an A. So ella es trabajadora. Trabajadora. Okay? Okay, and then this dog is not very good looking, okay? So, él es feo. If it's a male dog, él es feo. If it's a female dog, ella es fea. I could also say el perro, the dog, el perro es feo. O la perra, the female dog, la perra es fea. Okay. No es bonito, no es bonita, es feo o es fea. Okay. We also use adjectives to talk about people's age. So if somebody's older, the word for old is viejo. Not very nice to use this word either to somebody to say you're old. So we also have another word which is like older, you're older. So mayor. Ella es mayor. So she's older. In this case, oh, sorry, this should have been vieja because she's a female. Ella es vieja, ella es mayor. You could also say ella es una anciana. Anciana, una anciana. That means an older lady, una anciana. Think of the word ancient, somebody older, una anciana. Okay. Another word we could use is una viejita, like a little old lady, una viejita. Ita translates to like little old lady. Or even una abuelita, like a little grandma. Abuelita. O una abuela, a grandma. Okay. Okay, so I chose some pictures of some people that I think you will know throughout this presentation. So let's see. ¿Cómo se llama él? ¿Ustedes saben cómo se llama él? Él es un científico muy famoso. ¿Saben cómo se llama? Okay. Él se llama Albert Einstein. In Spanish, Alberto. So, él es Alberto Einstein. So, él es inteligente. Él es interesante. Él es interesante. Él es cómico. In this picture, it looks like he's funny. So, él es cómico. Él es mayor, or we could say viejo. Now, I'm using the present tense, even though he has already passed away. I'm just using the present tense. He is instead of he was, because we're, focusing on the present tense right now. Towards the end of the semester, we'll be focusing on the past tense, but right now, present tense, okay? So, él es inteligente, él es interesante, él es cómico, él es mayor. And then his profession, él es un científico, ¿verdad? So, él es un científico, a scientist, un científico. Okay. Okay, so as I said, we use it for talking about people's ages. These people in this picture, they're not old, they're young. So the word is joven. The word for young is joven. Now, because we are talking about more than one person, we need to make this adjective plural. Now, what happens here is we don't have a word that ends in a vowel. So it's not A, E, I, O, U ending. So we cannot simply add an S. What we need to do is add ES. So ellos son jóvenes. The question here, ¿cómo son ellos? ¿Cómo means how. So literally, if you read it word by word, I'm saying, how are they? But I'm not asking like, how are they doing? I'm asking like, what are they like? So to give me a description, not about their state, but what they look like or their personality, etc. Or their age, physical appearance, etc. So in this case, the first thing that I'm gonna say is they are young. Ellos son jóvenes. If I wanna say they're good looking, I could say ellos son guapos. If I wanna say they're funny, ellos son cómicos. If I wanna say they're smart, ellos son inteligentes. Okay, notice all of my adjectives have S's at the end. When it ends in a vowel, like here, O or E, I can just add the S. But if it doesn't end in a vowel, then I have to add ES. And this one will apply for both males and females individually, or not individually, but a group of only females or a group of only males or a mixed one. There's no, the E doesn't have to switch from O to A, right? It's neutral. So it applies to both. Okay. ¿Cómo se llama ella? ¿Ustedes saben cómo se llama ella? Ella se llama Jennifer López. Ella es Jennifer López. O ella es J-Lo. Ella es J-Lo. Ella es bonita. Ella es atlética. Inteligente. Famosa. Another word that I could use to describe her, talentosa. She's talented. Ella es talentosa. Ella es bonita, atlética, inteligente, famosa y talentosa. Okay. Ellas son dos chicas. ¿Cómo se llaman ellas? Ellas son Shakira y Jennifer López. Ellas son amigas. Let's say they're friends. Ellas son amigas. Shakira y Jennifer López son amigas. Ellas son bonitas. Ellas son inteligentes. Let's say they're artistic. Ellas son artísticas y famosas. Famous. Ellas son famosas. Ok. Bien. Ok, ellos. ¿Cómo se llaman ellos? Ellos son luchadores. Luchadores means wrestlers. Luchadores profesionales. De WWE. Él es John Cena. Él es La Roca. La Roca. Ellos son luchadores profesionales de WWE. Ellos son musculosos. Musculosos. Ellos son atléticos. Talentosos. Y famosos. ¿Ok? ¿Ok? ¿Quiénes son ellos? Ellos son Kate Middleton y Harry. Ellos son la realeza, the royalty of England, right? So ella es Kate Middleton. Ella es Kate. Y él es William. Ellos, to me, they're very elegant. So let's use that word. Ellos son elegantes. And they're also very rich. So let's use the word too. Ellos son elegantes, very rich, y muy ricos. So this word, rico, rica, ricos, ricas, is rich. The opposite word for that is pobre. So that's poor. That's another word in the list of adjectives for this chapter. So pobre is poor, rico, rich. Okay. Ellos no son pobres. They're not poor. Ellos no son pobres. Ok, ¿quiénes son ellas? Ellas son las hermanas Kardashian Jenner. Ellas son muy famosas. Son 5 hermanas. Courtney, Kim, Kylie, Chloe, and Kendall, right? Ellas son 5 hermanas famosas. Ellas son las hermanas Kardashian Jenner. Ellas son famosas, talentosas, creativas, bonitas, artísticas, etc. Okay. Ok, en esta foto estamos mi esposo y yo. ¿Cómo somos nosotros? Mi esposo y yo, nosotros somos trabajadores. Trabajadores. So the word for hardworking is trabajador. It ends with an R, and I want to make it plural because it's describing both of us. So I have to add ES, as I explained earlier. So nosotros somos trabajadores. Mi esposo y yo somos trabajadores. I want to say that we are kind as well. So I'm going to say the word amable. But because it's both of us, amables. Okay? And then I'm going to say that we are responsible. So, y responsables. Okay, mi esposo y yo somos trabajadores, amables y responsables. Ok, ellos son mis hijos. Ellos son mis hijos. Mi esposo y yo tenemos 3 hijos, 3 niños. So to describe them, I'm going to give you a few more adjectives. Ellos son cómicos, traviesos y adorables. So, cómicos, you guys know it's funny. Traviesos is the word for mischievous. And adorables, I think you can guess, right? Adorable. And that's it. Now, I would like to know about you. So, ¿y tú? ¿Cómo eres tú? ¿Cómo eres tú? Here, I'm not asking you how are you, like how are you doing, but what are you like? That's why I'm using the verb ser, because I want to know about you in essence as a person, your personality traits, your physical appearance, things that are not changing from moment to moment, like with the verb estar, which is more temporary. That's why we're using the verb ser. It has to do with your essence. So yeah, if you want to practice using adjectives, I would encourage you to write a short description about yourself. How do you describe yourself? Tú eres alto, alta, bajo, baja, cómico, interesante, guapo, feo. How do you describe yourself? It would be a good exercise for you guys to write a short description about yourself so you can be ready for the test when the time comes. You know how to use your adjectives. Okay, chicos, I think that's it for right now. If you need any help, I'm always here. Let me know and I'll be happy to help. Okay, ciao, nos vemos.